Welcome to the Slowdown, a space to pause, breathe, and come back to yourself. I'm Catherine, a yoga teacher and embodiment guide, and together we'll explore what it looks like to live with intention through reflection and somatic practices. This podcast is for you if you are moving through change, overwhelm, or you're just looking for a more mindful, embodied way of being in our world today. So grab a warm drink, get comfy, and let's settle in together. Well, hello. How was your week? It's been snowy and cold where I am. I'm curious if you chose a word. Did anything come to you? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go and check out the last episode. If you did, how did it show up for you this past week? Were you able to bring it into your days in any way? If it did and you want to share, I would love to hear what came up for you. You can leave a comment below. And if not to me, I definitely encourage you to share it with someone. There's just something about sharing these things out loud that grounds it in even more. This week, I wanted to talk about how we can actually bring intention into our lives. Because it's one thing to pick a word and another to move with it. I'll start with a short story. We put body cream in my daughter's stockings this year. I want them to have a positive relationship with their bodies and want them to have rituals that support them growing up. So I placed the cream beside their beds, and before we put it on that first night, I said, "Hey guys, every time we put this cream on, let's remind ourselves how much we love our bodies." Fast forward to earlier this week, my 7-year-old came up to me before bed and said, "Hey mommy, let's put our I Love My Body cream on." And I was so happy. It reminded me how powerful it can be to add intention to the things we already do each day. How a small pause or a few words can completely change our experience. This is one way intention lives in real life. Not through big dramatic shifts, but through small moments where we choose a little differently, where we bring a bit more mindfulness into what's already here. Intention is often about noticing, pausing, and then responding with care. And those small choices add up. So let's get into a somatic practice for today. I'll call it choosing differently in small moments. So begin by finding a comfortable seat or pause wherever you are right now. You don't need to change anything. Take a slow breath in through your nose and a longer breath out through your mouth. Bring to mind one small, ordinary moment from your day. Something you do often, almost on autopilot. The first thing that pops up is usually the best. Notice how your body responds as you think of it. Any tightening, any softening, just noticing. Now gently ask yourself, what would it feel like to bring intention into this moment? You don't need to figure it all out right now, but just start to sense into it. Maybe it feels like slowing down, or adding a kind word, or placing a hand on your body, or simply remembering your word for this year. Let your body show you what's possible, even if it's very small. Take another slow breath in and a longer breath out. As you move through your day, see if you can return to this feeling and notice what changes. Some thought starters for this week. Where in my day do I move on autopilot? What changes when I bring intention into something ordinary? For example, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, making tea or coffee, commuting to work, going to bed. And what would help you remember to add intention? Maybe it's writing it on a piece of paper and placing it somewhere you spend a lot of time. Maybe it's setting it as your phone background or telling a friend so you have someone to check in with. Start slow. Just pick one of your current routines to begin with. As you move throughout the week ahead, I invite you to choose one small action to take. Something that's already woven into your day, and meet it with intention. Let it be simple, let it be imperfect, and notice what shifts. See how it feels to pause just a little, to slow down the habitual rush, and allow intention to guide even the smallest choice. Notice what your body, your mind, and your heart respond to when you step into these tiny, mindful moments. Small actions repeated with care create a ripple. They help you return to yourself, to the steadiness underneath the busyness, and to the ease that's always available if you remember to pause. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this episode supported you in any way, I'd love for you to like, comment, and share it with someone who might need it too. You can connect with me on Instagram at embodiedjourney_, where I share reflections, practices, and gentle reminders to live with more intention. You can find links to my website and ways to connect in the show notes. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep coming back to what feels supportive for you. I'm so glad you're here.